I'm fucking blind as a bat these days. For like from here to here, like 15 inches.
All right, let's see here. I think it's going live currently.
Yeah, it says 23 seconds or something like that.
I can't even see that far, so okay.
Barely, dude. Yeah, 32, whatever. Yeah, we usually let it sit for a while to get people to join on. Nice. That's crazy. Every time you move that fucking phone, it gets locked up. Nice. Yeah, totally. Is that your little mic thing you got working? Cool. Totally. Nice. Yeah, let's go, dude.
To talk some stuff, and I've kind of put it in the description here that you're like the unofficial party planner of the hooligan rider world. You always make sure everyone has a good time, and I really appreciate that. It's super fucking awesome. And yeah, I just wanted to get you on here to talk and have a beer.
Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, Mark.
Oh, that's fucking good.
Yeah.
All right. So, where are you out of?
So right now I live in the city of Orange. I was born and raised in LA, basically East Los Angeles in a city called El Sereno. The hood. We used to sleep on the floor because bullet shots at night and shit like that. So, but got out of there. My parents got Orange, so that's where I'm based out of. Right by Anaheim Stadium and whatever the Mighty Ducks over here.
That's cool. Fuck yeah. Yeah, I met you quite a while ago, and you've been in the hooligan world for fucking quite a bit now. And you kind of came in like a little after the beginning, but you've been there around since like kind of the beginning, you know. And you've always been out with. I got some gnarly ass helicopter going by right now, which is weird.
The end of the world, man.
No, the end of the world.
Oh shit.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, that's fucking loud. I thought that was rain.
No, it's literally shaking my shop. That's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, so like like you said, I started a little late because I did it as a kid. I wasn't allowed to ride a dirt bike or any of that shit because my parents put me in sports. So no dirt bikes, none of that stuff. Even through high school, none of that. I didn't get to ride a motorcycle until I bought my own, basically. When I was like 28 years old or something like that. But I remember going to Costa Mesa Speedway. Me and my wife would go and watch you guys. I'm like, look at these crazy motherfuckers out there on Harleys. Like, and it was when the hooligan was starting, what, 14, 13, I don't know, a long time ago.
Yeah, probably around there.
And it was you, Mikey, Noise, you know, and the Gons and Brian, Joey, Hooligan Jesus, you know, all you. I didn't know who you were then, but now I know who all those people were. And I think, you know, Roland was out there and all that shit. But, and then, yeah, that was the first time I thought it was crazy. And here we are now, and I'm fucking balls deep in all of this shit.
I know you're like one of the staples in the hooligan world.
Dude, it's so much fun. Like for me, not growing up riding motorcycles, it was just like, I'm so grateful like to be here. It's just fucking incredible. And the community, like anything else, it's what you make it. You know what I mean?
For sure. There's some good ones. There's some bad ones in this community, and
yeah,
you know,
whatever.
The world has grouped a lot of the good ones together.
Yeah,
and it's always been pretty fun.
yeah,
But
definitely, man.
like I grew up the opposite. I grew up riding motocross. I started when I was 3, and I wasn't allowed to play sports. I was only motocross. So I got a few years on you, but I think you're doing pretty well yourself.
Yeah, dude,
Um,
and like, oh, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
so you started out in hooligan flat track in the beginning.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of dudes who have done the flat track side and done the off road side. Which one do you like doing more?
Um, the desert shit is definitely more of an attrition, like racing yourself, versus
Oh
the hooligan is I'm gonna get this fucker in front of me. You know what I mean? Like it's totally different mindset.
yeah,
So I would say I like the desert stuff better because it's just me and the bike and the the just the desert. It's just that's like more pushing for me.
yeah. I've learned that racing desert is like a to see who has more grit.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
I never knew I had so much grit until I started racing desert, and holy shit, man! Trying to finish these races sometimes is like a mental struggle.
Absolutely. Like midway, I think like at mile, maybe even before your first lap, you're like, what the fuck am I doing out here? I could be in the camp hanging out or at home, like, what the fuck are you doing? And then like you just get back in your mindset. You're like, I'm gonna finish this goddamn race.
Yeah, I had some issues at my last Biltwell race. There was a turnout where one side was expert and one side was beginner. And I think I was trying to pass Tyler or James, and we were racing. And I blew the corner, and I look ahead, and it looks like it just looped back in. So I was like, "Oh, cool! I'll just keep going." And come to find out, it was like 2 fucking miles out of the way. I ended up going from like second to like last place, and then my idea in my head was like, fuck it, I'm just going to race the whole race and not stop because I have the gas tank to do it.
Yeah, yeah,
So at like mile 75, I think, I'm riding the bike and I start seeing stars and I'm almost passing
yep,
out. And literally, I went into limp mode and I fucking somehow ended up getting that bike back to the finish and like almost passed. I threw up everywhere. I got heat exhaustion. I got dehydration, and man, I was fucked. But I can say I did 100 miles, no fucking stopping. And man, that took some grit for sure. At one point, it was like, do I stop in the middle of the desert and hopefully someone gets me? Or do I fucking keep pushing through? And I
yeah,
just push through all.
yeah. That's tough. Like, and you don't realize how tough these races are because until you go ride at 20 miles on one of these bikes, and you'll realize that real quick.
Okay, these
You know,
races on dirt bikes.
Yeah. Like I said, I just got a dirt bike after I learned how to ride desert on that fucking bike right there. I never been in the desert in my life on a motorcycle. And my
Yeah.
buddy Joey, he's like, I'll teach you, just get on it and hang on, kind of shit. He's my teammate when we race the mint. But that bike is how I learned to ride in the desert, which is I learned that's kind of stupid, but whatever.
Yeah. I always used to make fun of my dad for racing desert. I always told him he was stupid because I grew up racing tracks, and um, desert just was always boring to me because I like jumping things.
Yeah, yeah,
But now I'm like in this cross between racing desert, racing motocross, and doing this enduro cross shit. So I'm like leaning. It's like the cool thing I think about the enduro cross is it's literally first gear. It's super fucking slow and it's just fun, like just cruising over shit, and figuring it out.
yeah.
It's not like the Mint 400 where like on the dry lake bed I'm doing 100 miles an hour and then I jump into a sand wash and have to slam on the brakes and hopefully I don't hit a bump and die.
Yeah, I remember that was the second year I did it when you came out, and I thought I was flying. Like our bike's geared differently, right? Like ours top speed's like 90 maybe. And I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. And then you went flying by me and then I couldn't see shit. I was like, God damn that motherfucker. But
But the dry lake bed, everyone just cruises,
yeah,
just full tuck. My
yeah.
helmet's like to where I could barely see. Um, yeah, Mint 400 is scary.
Yeah, that is definitely it is. It's a trip, man. It's a trip. And if any all the new guys that are doing it, they're gonna have a blast.
Yeah, I think so like I forget the year it was, but I think it was 2018 or 2019 was the first year of motorcycles back at the Mint 400.
Was that
Um,
when you guys all got stuck on that ridge? when you got Harley to push it?
I think that
That
was
rock.
so. The first year, it was like a few dudes. I forget who it all was. It was like me, Mikey, some of the dudes from Heatwave, Barry
Oh,
Nobles,
yeah.
like Barry. And I've never raced desert. I fucking loaded my bike way too gnarly. It was like I had luggage, I had tubes and tools and all this shit.
Going camping.
Yeah, we were going camping pretty much.
Yeah, you don't fucking know, dude. You never know you don't know what's gonna happen out there if you haven't done it.
Yeah, and then like, man, that was fucking wild. We learned a lot from that race.
Yeah,
And then like from then on, so the next following year, I talked to the Mint, and the Mint kind of like gave me the class to make the rules for. So ever since then, every year that I'm involved in the Mint, it does pretty well. If I end up not racing it, it doesn't like there's only like two people show up. But the most I've ever had in the class was 22 riders, and like
that's
for 22 dudes to build a bike, pay for a racing event, which isn't the
absolutely.
cheapest race in the world because it's held in Vegas and it's this big
Yeah,
kind of like more prestigious race. Um, it's pretty
correct.
cool. Dudes show up and race, but I am excited that it's evolved into the Biltwell 100, and the Biltwell 100 is like a lot cheaper version of that. That's like
Absolutely.
probably in the end more fun. I always tell everyone the Mint 400 is badge of honor.
Yeah,
It's not fun. It's the
it's
most
work.
awful race. It's work. It's
Yeah,
100%. But when you cross the finish line and you know you finished it, it's like the coolest feeling ever. You know?
yeah. And you know too, all the preparation
Oh yeah,
that goes in to get in there is ridiculous. The man hours, the money, the time, the training, blah blah. I'm just saying because you don't go to the Mint to race if you haven't prepared for it. You're gonna fucking kill yourself. You
yep.
know, unless you're like you or James or somebody and just get off the couch and go ride. But like, not me, dude. I just turned 50 last year. I need to train and eat better, lose weight, do all this bullshit to get ready to ride in the desert. So
Yeah, I think I learned at the last Beltwell that I'm not as young as I used to be, and me passing out in the desert almost kind of awakened me a bit.
yeah,
Fortunately, I've had a new kid and moved and all that stuff. I'm not in the shape I want to be, but I'm
yeah,
gonna get back now that all the dust is kind of settling. And
yeah,
yeah, I got for this shit because it's hard on me, dude.
yeah. And
You know?
it's not like you can't finish it, but I'd rather finish it not almost dying. I'd rather finish it like, oh, that was fun instead of like, I can't walk for a fucking year. That's the
Dude,
difference between preparation and just going out and trying it, I guess.
after that last Belwell race, I had to get 2 IV bags.
Oh yeah, I bet, dude. I bet.
Yeah.
Especially that you
Those
didn't stop. Like that's why we stop at the pits. Obviously for gas. I'm sure that thing can make 2 laps, but to do that and slap down a goo, those goo packs, fill up your
yeah.
water. Those really fucking help. If you take one at every stop, that'll get all the nutrients back in you.
Yeah, one thing I was told by a couple, like, of the sports nutritionist dudes or whatever at, like, the Mint or someone fucking talked to me was, if you wanna be hydrated for a race, you gotta start a week before.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and then those
So, like
salt packets and all that shit.
yeah,
And
but,
it's not like you're getting serious. It's you're protecting your life out there. When you're hauling ass on these bikes, you eat shit. Bad things can happen.
oh, yeah.
Because of fatigue. Let's just say you got tired, you couldn't handle hitting a bump or a rock, and you eat shit and it fucking knocks you out and bleed out or something like that. You don't want that to happen.
Yeah, everyone's having fun till that thing starts swapping out, and it
And
gets
it
a little
says bye.
this guy says, "For a second, I thought Johnny Depp was live." He must be talking about you.
Hey, he's still alive, I heard.
No, he's on this line.
Oh yeah, hey, my name's Johnny Depp. What's up?
But, yeah, man, what else we got here? Checkers MC. But, it's always been fun having you around. You've always been kind of like the party in the pits and the biggest smile. And if anyone ever has questions, you are always the first person to answer. And I've always respected that about you. Um, I think you
Thanks,
get
man.
it as far as the thing goes. And it's like coming into this hooligan thing in the very beginning, like how many ballpark followers did you have on Instagram?
Probably the same amount I have now. No, I don't know, dude. I still I think my follower range is like at 3,000 or something like that. and it goes up and down just
Okay.
depending. Should I say?
So you have 3,000 now. So it's not substantial like my following where I have like
Yeah,
fucking 1,000. And
yeah,
yet you still have a ton of sponsors and supporters that help you pay for parts, pay
yeah.
for riding, and also give you free parts. And I wanted to dive into that a little bit and kind of teach people that you guys can do this. You don't need to have a big following to like get sponsorship, brand opportunities, and partner with companies. And I wanted you to dive in a little bit and let me know how you learned how to do that.
Yes. So how I even learned about sponsors is my buddy at racing at Paris, SCFTA. This is gone now. This guy Jeff Apple's like, hey, you're gonna start racing hooligan. You're gonna need money. I'm like, well, how do I get money? He's like, you ask people for money and you put their logo on your leathers, or that's where it started. Like a couple $100, put their company logo. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then start racing, and then people start paying attention. But the main thing is what I did is the parts I use already that I'm buying and paying for. I went to their websites, and they have usually most of these places have a rider support area, and you click on it, right? And you tell them, give them a little bit of your resume. Hey, this is what I do. I've been racing, blah blah blah. My accomplishments. Even if it's not much, just show that you're putting in work. I race this series. I race this series. I race this series. I travel. Here's a picture of my bike. You send them the info and say, no, I'm just looking to see, I already use your parts. I'm seeing if you have a rider support discount. You don't ask for free shit. That ain't going to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how it started for me. Just, you got to get a resume together. You got to put in the work. They're not going to come to you. People don't come to you and say, hey, I want to help you out. No, you put in the work, show them.
Yep, for sure. Even with all my deals, like I have a big following and I chase all these sponsorships for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Every now and then I want to reach out, but 90% of everything that I do, I literally have it's you call it a resume, I call it a marketing deck.
Yeah.
My marketing deck is split into three segments. It's myself, who I am, where I came from. It's the brand, Rusty Butcher, what we do, clothing, leather goods, all that, and the race team. Three segments of mine and built and all the partnerships I've done. And it's all in this big file that if I send to someone and they can print it out and
Correct.
show their boss and be like, hey, this guy has this going on and get it in front of someone, that is how you get sponsorships going. And I
Absolutely.
think you've done a good job with that. And your bikes are always super fucking nice. And I think it's a big topic to talk about. Like you said, to support these brands. If you want to
Yeah.
get your bike's built for free, you want some fun to go race, Rich is definitely the dude to learn how to do that from if you have a small following. And we've talked about
Yeah, dude.
at PDUD. I'm like, hey man, like if you start posting videos about the product you're doing, the companies that you run need content for
Mm-hmm.
their. So if you supply that in abundance and it's decent, man, like he did one for our chain slider, and I posted it right off the bat. It
He's a
all helped.
natural at that shit. He's really good at making those videos.
Oh yeah, that one was funny too.
Yeah.
So
But you're absolutely right. And then, like, for me, like, when I'd say putting in the work, in the beginning, like after every race, I'd have a group email where I would say, hey, this is how I did today. Here's some photos. Here's your part. Thank you. Like, I appreciate it. Like, I'm talking every fucking race to where they probably got tired of hearing from me, but that was me giving back, saying thank you, putting in work.
that's cool. I've actually never done that, and I should. Um, as far as email goes, I think I've always just tagged them on Instagram.
Correct.
Uh, the one thing that I always tell people too, and people get weird about this, is no matter even in flat track, this is what something that I've helped build the flat track thing was. No matter what fucking place you got, if you DNF'd, if you got first or seventh, tell the people online what you did. Like
Yes.
explain, hey man, my heat, I got first place. I made it in the main and I ate shit and I got last place.
Yeah.
Next time you know, like I think there's good in telling people the whole story and not just like, oh, I won today, and then
Yeah.
like the next you got last place, so you didn't post.
Yeah. No. Yeah, and then there are those people that only post when they do good, like fuck that. Tell them everything. Like, what do you have to hide?
Yeah, who gives a shit? I
Yeah,
eat shit all the time.
nobody cares. We're just doing this for fun. You think nobody's making money? You're spending more money. You're breaking up. Don't move so fast. Yeah, we're both freezing. That's funny.
Get into hooligan racing.
Yeah, or racing in general. Like the first time we realized we were going to race, I say we, when I say we, it's me and my wife and I. It was like a Hell on Wheels race 2017 or something. This is before we had any dirt bikes of any kind. We went and watched the race and we saw these mini bikes, little 100s. They're like, oh, dude, that's something I can do. That looks fun. The next day we went and bought two XR 100s. That's where it started. And that was 2016, 17. And then it went to where I got a TT 500. And this is all flat tracking now. TT 500. Then a race TT 500, like a legit fucking race bike. And then the hooligan thing, I never wanted to do because I thought you guys are fucking crazy. And my stepdad's like, hey, why aren't you racing the Harleys? Are you frozen? Are we frozen? There you are. Are you back? That's fine. All good. Are we back? Is it? My thing's right here. Let me move that fucking thing closer. Hold on. All right. I moved my mesh thing closer. Is that maybe it'll work better? What the fuck's going on, dude? You're frozen. You back? There you are. What's going on here? All right. All right. Are you there? I don't know if maybe I'm not on the Wi-Fi. All right. There we go. That's better.
Yeah, you're still frozen.
That's fucking weird.
Stupid technology.
Is it working now?
I don't know. As long as you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Let's just. All right. Where were we leaving off?
What was I saying? Oh yeah,
flat track.
Yeah, he was like, "Why aren't you racing Harleys?" I'm like, "One, those guys are crazy. Two, that's too expensive. I don't have money."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think we're. Yeah. Are you there? Okay. Yeah. The Costa Mesa thing is definitely where all this shit started off. And it's funny. It was like a full circle moment for me because, like, I used to race Costa Mesa as a kid on PW50s. And I actually got Costa Mesa. Um, I stepped on the rake in the middle of the track myself out before my race.
Like a cartoon?
And then what was that?
I said like a cartoon. You step on the rake and it hit you in the face.
Oh yeah, just full nailed me in the face, back.
Bugs Bunny
Yeah.
shit.
My race that night, and the announcer was like, "This is the kid who knocked himself out with the rake in the middle of the race."
Hey, any publicity is good, right? Bad publicity is good publicity. That's funny.
Hold on, we got some
Yeah,
fucking.
I don't know if it's me or you. Maybe I should get up. My Wi-Fi's full bars and everything, so I don't know. Yeah, Dougie. Are we good? We're supposed to chug a beer every time it freezes. Dude,
right
that's
now mine, so
so
I don't even
fucking
know.
weird. Oh well,
Yeah,
we won't move.
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. So then, what led you into getting into the hooligan off-road shit?
So, saw you guys doing it. You're always doing that, jumping and all that shit, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I have zero interest in doing that because I told you I've never ridden a dirt bike. Well, I have ridden, but not
Yeah.
like raced or anything like that, like in the desert, anything like that. But like, and then I was up north visiting my friend who actually sponsored this whole fucking build, which we owe him everything because he funded it. He's like, "Hey man, why don't you race Baja?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's stupid, right?" Yeah, basically it was me.
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, build a Harley, you can race Baja." I'm like, "There's no fucking way, dude. Like, no, there's no way."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "But there is the Mint 400." He brought up. He's like, "Well, see how much it'll cost to build a bike, and I'll float you the cash so you can race." Because he's always wanted to race like a quad or a trophy truck, not a quad, but a trophy truck or something like that in Baja. He's like, "I can live through you." My buddy Luke up north, which is NorCal Hemp. He's just tell me how much I'll send you a check on Monday. And his business is flourishing, you know, he's a gardener. So called Monday, told him what I needed. He sent me the check and we started building this fucking bike. And it was an astronomical number. And he still sent the money. You know how much these things are to build them when you build them right. So it ain't fucking cheap. And then people will talk shit. "Oh, you're wasting your money." Well, you're not doing it. So shut the fuck up. You know, like go do your own thing. Oh, we're frozen again. What the hell? Let me get off my Wi-Fi. Let me see if the LTE works better.
Sorry, everyone. This thing's being stupid. Good old fucking internet. You've been frozen this whole time, so I don't know what's going on.
Am I moving now?
Nope.
Fuck.
You're moving on my computer.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Dougie, you got to chug a beer with us every time it freezes. I don't know what the fuck. But anyways. So yeah, and going back to flat track, if you can still hear me. The thing that really, really helped me with the whole hooligan and sponsors and all that shit was racing that Rolling Sands Super Hooligan Series as an amateur. I was able to hit every race because I had money saved. The wife and I agreed I'd go do it. And then lo and behold, I won that championship, like not knowing much about flat track. And that was like a huge vacation for me. I was traveling, so half the time I was super hungover or like didn't even want to race because we we're partying the night before. But like it was just so much fun traveling and doing that. It was a good experience, right? And then when you have that under your belt, you have an AMA fucking plate. When you start stacking your resume, that really helps even more. You know, that as you know. Yeah. Dude, why are we frozen? It is horrible.
stupid.
What the fuck, Mark? We're frozen. We're frozen.
Let me see. Maybe we can. I don't know if I could start this thing over and go again, but let's see here. No. No. Maybe I can take you out and put you back in.
Yeah, and I switched my Wi-Fi to a different whatever it is here. I don't know if that helps.
Hold on, guys. We're gonna try to fix this real quick. I'm gonna remove you, Rich, and then we'll go from there.
That's fine.
You still there? All right. Hello.
All right, we're back. Hopefully that works.
Oh, fuck.
That's better.
Sorry, everyone. I live in the middle of fucking nowhere.
That was weird. Anyways, yeah, it was fun, dude. Like to be able to do that shit and like ignorance is bliss is what I always say. We're just out there having fun, and when you're having fun, good things happen.
Yeah, that's kind of always been my goal. We always had saying for Rusty Butcher was chill, thrill, and kill. So we chill out, we try to kill it, and we try to put on a good show. And
Yeah, absolutely.
I just I either try to win or I crash trying, and no matter what, at the end, wheelies.
Yeah, that's one thing I can't. I don't like jumping. Every time I try a wheelie, I'll eat shit. So I would stop. And I wasn't good at skateboarding, so that makes sense, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I've kind of done a little bit about it, a little everything, you would
Yeah,
say.
nice.
But so you guys are racing this year for Biltwell and the Mint 400?
Yeah. So as far as it goes, like with the bike, when I put my foot in my mouth the other day, that the bike was built for the team, and like for me, the mint, like I'll just talk about me real quick. To finish the mint was huge, like you said, badge of honor. Then we podium, so I'm like, I'm fucking done. Like that's enough for me for this racing shit because it's tough. And then I wanted to prove to myself at the Biltwell that I could do 100 miles alone because I did the mint with Joey as a team, so we could both share in the fun, right? And then I did finish the Biltwell, and Noah passed me in the last 3 miles. Dude, and we didn't know. We didn't even know. I don't know if he knew or what, but we were just racing. And when he passed me, when he got back, he's like, "Dude, I got second because I passed you." I'm like, "I didn't even know we were placing at all, because you don't pay attention. Your legs are cramping. You're fucking done. You want to be done. The race is over." And so I finished that, and I'm like, "Dude, I'm fucking done. Like, I'll ride the bike, but I ain't racing no more. That's a whole lot of fucking work." And so the next year, I'm like, "Hey, Dougie, you want to roll up?" So he said, "Yeah, I'll do it." And he's an Ironman the race. He was supposed to race with Joey just so we could share again, but then he Ironmanned it, and that's when the bike broke, full on transmission failure. And then he came back the next year, and then he won, which was last year. And so the bike is just going to sit here. And then Daniel, who's on our team, which is Dougie's cousin, he is like, I'm like, "You want to race the Harley? It's there. And then he's going to Ironman it. And Ryan was standing there too. I'm like, "If you guys want to team it up, let's fucking do it. Like, it's there." So yes, Daniel and Ryan are going back to the Mint this year to try to defend Dougie's title. So we'll see how that works.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna have to work a little bit harder this time. I think more than 2 people are gonna show up.
No, there was 4.
Was there?
Yeah, dude. And not even talking about working harder. Dougie knocked out at mile 37. He crashed and knocked out. He was out cold. And he woke up after mile 37 and finished that fucking race and won by 45 minutes.
That's the Dougie thing. So one time I let fucking Dougie borrow a bike, and we're racing like a Hell on Wheels thing or something at Glen Helen, and that dude sent it straight into a telephone pole that was on the ground and Sportster off the fucking telephone pole.
Yeah.
That sounds like Dougie.
Yeah, it was crazy because when he pulled up, he's like, "How did I do?" And he was still seeing fucking birds, like so. The good thing his dad was there because I was like, "I don't know, man. I want to pull him." He's like, "He knows his name. He knows where he is. Let him ride." I'm like, "All right."
Yeah, that's one thing that always freaks me out in the desert is getting knocked out there.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was afraid that I don't know somebody passed him, so he started riding harder. And then with our bike, it's geared to not really go over 90. You know, it's for the coming down hills and up hills, which you need in the desert for that torque. And he's like, dude, I got it up to 97 because we have a little GPS on there. I was like, that bike was probably close to blowing up on that lake bed. And
That's
as you
fucking
said,
cool.
the little 883, right? Stock 883. You don't need nothing more than that out there in the sand.
I know that's like the most asked question these days for me with motor builds. I always get like, "What kit should I get to race off road?" I'm like, "Don't touch it. Stock 83. If you can do 1200, cool. But
Yeah.
other than that, like off road racing, don't fucking make a fast motor. Make
You need
a reliable motor
abs-
that has oil coolers and just sounds quiet."
absolutely. What's the best bacon you've ever witnessed? What does that mean? Eaten?
Fuck, I don't. You know,
Yeah, yeah, you're like reliable. Like the 883s can fall apart and they'll still run basically internally. You know, that's just how they're built.
yeah. That's
Tractor.
kind of where I'm. I just try to do 883s. I don't even care what the motor is.
Yeah.
And it's just like in the beginning, the first, I think like the first year I had electrical problems, and then the second and third year I blew up motors. Um, I think fourth year I might not have raced, and then fifth I won. And then yeah, I've blown up so many fucking motors trying to do this off road racing stuff, and it's always been like me trying to do like 1250 kit with cams and race heads and all this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you afford blowing up all these motors, dude? They're expensive.
Luckily, I've been fortunate enough to be sponsored by a million companies for a long time, and I know I have a lot of bikes that are built, and I'm very thankful that majority of all these bikes I've been given parts for,
That's
and
awesome.
it's kind of been. And I always tell people like, if you sponsor me as a Rusty Butcher, it's kind of a lot to take on because like you're giving me a lot of different parts for a lot of
Yeah.
different know?
Absolutely.
So the people I work with, I'm very fortunate to be in their corner and stoked. And I try to keep them happy. I don't ever try to piss them off, and it's
Yeah.
worked this far. You know, I've
Yeah.
ridden SNS for I don't even know 8 years,
Yeah.
7 years, thing, and they've always supplied me with motor kits and stuff like that when I fuck up or blow up a bike. Saddleman's always given me seats for all my bikes. They've
Yeah.
given majority of all the hooligan dude seats
That's
back in
right.
the day.
Yeah.
Um, Saddleman boys are fucking. They're a solid crew for sure.
Got it.
That's going to be one of our next lives too. I'm going to have Chris and John from Saddleman on.
Nice.
Yeah, they're good dudes.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like back to our sponsor talk. If you take care of your sponsors and you're always supplying them with stuff and you're always trying to make reels or do stuff on Instagram and tag them, that's all these companies want. You know, we need content, and it's hard
Yeah.
to do. Like I own a brand and I have to make all my content and it's so fucking hard. Say I got to post twice a day. That's 14 different videos I have to make a week, you know. That starts to add up and it just gets exhausting.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
already tired.
I do. Yeah. Like, well, when I do shit, I'm just trying to be silly and stupid, you know, like, and you got to try to do it to provide for your people who support you.
Yeah, being the brand manager is I just want to be silly and stupid, you know. It's just a lot to keep up with.
I don't know if you're doing so well with that barbecue bike and all that shit.
Had
I don't know if you're doing so well with that barbecue bike, the pumpkin spice latte, Dinah.
Dude, do you know what's funny? Out of everything I've done in this industry, the one thing that went the most viral is me being an idiot on Instagram.
Yeah,
It's like,
absolutely.
why even try? Just be a fucking idiot, you know?
Yeah, that's funny. We try to be serious, nobody cares. Yeah, but going back to the motor shit, like for like SNS helped me out, like not probably at the level they help you, like when I was flat tracking, but like for us, who helps us is our buddy Ito. I think you've met Ito. He's like a Harley master mechanic, and he's the one that like dials in the bikes immediately because we don't. I don't know how to work inside a bike. I'll not. I won't touch that shit. And he'll tell us like, this is how you need to pay it. Mechanical empathy, like Bill said. This is how you need to pay attention to this bike. This is what this bike needs. It needs this love. You need to do this. Blah 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 blah. If it wasn't
Yeah.
for him, we'd be fucking like broke down all the time. I call him on the phone any hour of the night, and he'll say, "This is what you do."
It's funny too. After every race, I'm always like curious how your bike sounds because it's like a joke between us now. At the Mint, the last time, um, I think you got second on the Mint, right? On
Third,
like third.
yeah,
Okay, so that race I led 90 miles out of the like 120, and my sprocket or my swing arm bolt came out. So I ended up eventually fixing it and ended up getting fourth. So I pulled up when you were done on the podium, and I remember your bike just sounds like a sewing machine after.
dude,
It's
it
fucking
it still
quiet.
does. And I bought that bike from Fast J. And
Oh, really?
he's like, I think the motor was rebuilt. I don't know. Here you go. Like, and it was. It's been solid, dude. It's been through all those races. Same motor. If I started it right now, it still sounds like a fucking sewing machine. It's crazy. But it's all maintenance. Like
Yeah.
before every race, we change all the fluids, like all the time. It doesn't matter. You're putting them through so much stress. Like you got to use what Maxima you use Maxima too. Like you got to change everything all the time.
Oh, yeah. We got Maxima everywhere. Let's do a Maxima name drop. Yeah. Maxima
Yeah,
hooks me
yeah.
up. It's always great.
Yeah, dude. And we same thing, like, and it's just and we change the chain every minute, like brand new chain. Like I don't want to lose a race to a fucking chain, you know what I mean? Because it's been on there for 2 races. It's just those bikes get beat so hard out there.
Yeah. If I'm being honest, every bike I have, I've never changed the chain on.
You're lucky, dude. What would Mark
I have really
what would Mark say to Rich? You're not
they're
riding hard enough.
I don't know, I ride over my head
No, I
every
said
time I
you would
ride.
tell me
So,
you're not riding hard enough.
um, I use those EK chains and they're like
Yeah.
$200 new. They're not cheap chains, but man, I've had some of them for fucking 8 years and they're still ripping.
Yeah. Yeah. We just use gold chains. Can't tell you where they come from.
Whatever.
Just
I already
gold
have chains
chains,
on my bike.
bro.
I'm not changing my chain. Fuck it.
All right.
That was like one thing that was funny in the flat track world too is like from it got so serious and everyone would show up with like a stack of sprockets and chains and all this shit and like literally chain for and my sprocket setup and chain for like 90% of my flat track racing career was like the lowbrow customs chopper chain kit that they sent me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
You
that's
know,
another one. Lowbrow helped us out with all this stuff too. Like, but like you said, the chains, like, because everyone started switching down to what 520 or something, the dirt bike chains, so they could do all those
yeah,
sprocket changes. Like, that's too much work.
yeah.
Uh huh. Absolutely. The
Like if I wanted to really send it, you do 2 beers before the race. You know, one beer will get you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Amen. Yeah, you crashed a lot more than me because I haven't done as much crazy shit as you, but I got knocked out once for like I don't know a minute and a half or something stupid like that.
You know what's funny is my biggest knockout on Harley racing was driving home from X Games, and I think I was exhausted and whatever I drove too long, and uh, me and Mikey Virus parked it for the night, and I went to bed. I woke up, got out of my van, took a piss, and I woke up and I was in a big old pile of piss and blood. I passed
Ah,
out, myself out, and hit my face on my sprinter, and it fucked it up.
yeah, that's
Oh,
funny.
a bad one.
You put hot sauce in your drink?
No, so this is called chamoy. It's like
Chamoy.
Mexican. Yeah, it's delicious on a Mexican style beer.
I,
It's
f-
basically a sticky, spicy candy, and it's amazing.
I
You know,
feel
chamoy.
attacked,
Yeah, he's the one who should have this. He doesn't even have it.
dude. It's my heritage, man. Ice can't find me. Don't worry, I'm good.
Yeah. I think I got frozen.
Yeah, that's all right. Every
Do we
time we
fuck up?
move, you can't move. That's funny.
Yeah, you're talking too quick. That's why it's trying to keep up.
Yeah, you can't keep up, man.
All right, I'm gonna restart it again. Hold on.
All right.
Out, and we're gonna see if we can get them back in. Sorry, guys. Our internets are shitty. There we go. Third time the charm.
Yeah, it's weird. It seems like, I don't know, the bandwidth or something gets all clogged up. That's strange.
Yeah.
It works.
I mean, fuck it.
Cool.
But so yeah, you got a big program going on. You want to talk about some of your sponsor guys?
Yeah, dude. It all started like day one. Builtwell, everyone knows Builtwell. You know Builtwell, Bill, Magoo, and Otto, and all those guys. Like I've known Bill for a really long time, a long fucking time. And when I say, "Hey, I'm gonna start racing," do you guys want to sponsor me? Like an idiot. Sure, you're gonna go out there and race. Why not? You don't even know what the hell you're doing. Fucking thank you, Builtwell and Bill. They're always so good to me. Fucking Lowbrow Customs, Tyler. He's a racer too, racer company owner. You know. Um, Yeah, like they know what it's about. So you know what I mean. And then I ran into that Biggs Harley and San Marcos thing through Ito. My buddy worked there, and he said they were looking for a rider, and like some of the riders they offered to wanted more support than they were willing to give. And at that point, I'm like, dude, I'll take anything. Be grateful and appreciative to be able to run a Harley dealer on your leathers and jersey. You know what I mean? It's a big deal. Like it's a big fucking deal. So I took it, and Mike Willer over there, he's the main dude, and we're friends. We're friends now, and like he still takes care of us. It's fucking awesome. Yeah. Uh, dude, I'm trying to think right now. You're putting me on the spot. I wasn't ready for this. Oh, Class Cycles are guys here. Like I could work on my own bike, right? I could do it, change oils and stuff, but just keeping everyone, the family, in the whole program. They're our buddies. We hang out there every Friday. They're over here in Costa Mesa. They'll do our oil changes, and Cam over there is like the master of finding. I'm like, hey, it's making this weird noise, and he knows exactly what it is immediately. It's just they do that for us. We got race tech like you. My friend Jim Vanderlyn, competitive sheet metal. He's the guy who like helped us build this bike. He said, if you can draw it on paper, I'll help you. I'll help you make it happen.
Yeah.
What else do we got? Stealth pipes. Steve, everyone wants these pipes. Start making them.
I know about that pipe on your bike.
Yeah, everyone loves it, but I don't know, he's busy. So hit up Stealth, bug him, ask him to make these. We got, Fastway Flex Bars helps us out with this thing. I say a lot. We had Shinko, and then we lost that because I think it changed hands. I don't know what happened, but after this year, we're working to get something else. Because you had them too, right? For a while.
Years ago, I used to ride for Shinko.
Yeah.
And then now I ride for.
Yeah, Maxis. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll link you with those dudes. He's a good dude.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool, dude.
One thing, let's talk about.
Sorry, there you go.
Yeah, Saddleman. Yeah. But here's the thing, everyone always asks what suspension we run, and everyone always says Race Tech for one reason. You could buy Olin's, which are great, but it's an off-the-shelf product that doesn't have any special tuning type of riding we do, let alone your weight and everything like that. So we always say Race Tech because it's a custom shock manufacturer. So if you order Race Tech, they'll ask you what you're doing with it. If it's off road, whatever, they'll ask you your weight and height of shock you want, everything. You could literally custom build your own shock to your specs, which I'm sure you did too.
Yeah, absolutely. They want to know measurements from here to there, the sag, all that shit. They want to know your weight. Like you said, they're not off the shelf because that shit might work for a little bit, but it ain't going to work for what you do on these things in the desert.
Yeah. Everyone always asks me about off the shelf shocks, and I'm sure those brands are great. They're just not meant to keep up with this type of stuff that you do off-road racing. So I always tell everyone, man, just go have race tech do them.
Yeah, and it's cool when you can call and say like, I weigh this much, I want it valved and everything like Mark's bikes. Like I'm racing the same bike. They know what's happening. So
Yep.
it's
And I always tell everyone if you call and mention Rusty Butcher, there's a discount of some sort. I don't
yeah,
remember what it is, but they also have all my stats. So you can do your forks just like mine and your rear shocks just like mine and just give them your weights. And it's basically kind of all of the same shit we're running,
correct.
minus like I probably way different than Rich does.
Yeah, and then like we said, yours are 16 and a half, mine are 17 and a half. It just depends on your body size and all that bullshit. But
So you're 17 and a half rear. What's your front lowered?
4 inches, I think is what, or 2 inches. Sorry, 2 inches internally. Yeah,
Mine.
yeah, yeah. They're tall, dude. I can barely touch. I'm 6'1" and I can barely touch on that thing. They're very, very top heavy. So you don't want to go into a sandy corner really slow because that's my favorite place to crash every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just got to be wide.
Yeah, you just yeah, wider. Yeah, you got to keep moving, dude.
Yeah. So like that's like been the talk in our group chat lately is that I'm helping someone develop shock mounts for the rear
Yeah,
to get rid of the stock castings to I'm doing it for different reasons. If it gives me more suspension travel, cool. But I've always just had this in my head that I wanted to cut off those big dumb fucking castings and
yeah,
lighten up my bike. But I'm working with a company to basically make a Sportster have 7 inches rear travel and probably lose like 15 pounds. Um, and I've always asked because myself and Bill Biltwell kind of make the whole rule book for hooligan off road racing, but we take in people's opinions and we kind of guide this in the correct direction. I don't really have an issue with anyone messing with rear suspension as long as it's not monoshock. I don't care if, like, even the Biltwell bike, like I think the Frihole and the AVXL both the shock mounts are moved forward
yeah,
and are mounted on the side of the swing arm.
yeah.
Um, I think all that shit's cool if you can figure it out. The one thing that I want is the front entire loop of the frame to
Yeah. Did I freeze again? Fuck. You're frozen, dude. You
are we
back?
back?
There we go. Yeah, you're better.
I don't know what happened. I didn't touch
I
anything in the end.
think your
Um,
wife's in there buying you presents.
do you know what? She's texting me and asking if it's okay if my daughter watches Bluey because I told her not be on TV so it doesn't fuck up the internet right
That's
now.
funny. You're like, wait. But yeah, with the frame thing, like you're talking about, like I get it, innovation, right? Moving forward, trying to make things cool. But like
But
for me, it's
we
just
don't
like
want to go too
stock frame, stock
far.
steam arm. Yeah.
I don't want to go too far and like I- it's whatever to me.
Yeah.
I don't really care the suspension wise if we can make it suck less, but I want the bikes to weigh at least in the rule.
Yeah. Well,
Which surprisingly, I just weighed my bike and we all saw that. I never thought my bike was 415 pounds. I thought it was 450.
yeah, that's crazy, dude. But
So that means you're probably close to that too. You're probably about 415, 420 because
now
your bike's almost
we put weight in it, dude. What do you mean?
like you're the weight on
Yeah,
it.
I am the weight, dude. That's what keeps
Yeah.
that rear wheel down.
Yeah. So yeah, I just want to make cool shit for Sportsters. And if that's something that people can add on and it'd be like just a well done, quick, fucking
Yeah.
cool little to have some more suspension, cool. Because honestly, these days, my intention isn't to focus on racing, it's to focus on content and doing fun builds and doing fun riding and then Durocross shit. Like I want to start Endurocross events. So that's why I like more suspension travel.
Yeah. Yeah. What, you don't like riding a brick? That's
Dude,
what feels like riding a fucking brick. Like
people they're like, "What's it like racing Harley?" I'm like, "Get an XR 600, XR 650, and take the suspension and put fucking bricks on there." And
yeah,
that's literally what.
it's I don't know. You gotta love it.
I know. And people are always like, "Why don't you ride this bike and this?" I'm like, dude, I'm so deep in Sportsters, it's unreal. Like,
Yeah.
I don't ever tell people how many Sportsters I have, but it's an absurd amount of
All
them.
of them.
Yeah, I have all of them, and like, I don't know, man. Sportsters are just my shit, you know.
And
And
it's a good platform. Like I've never had a Sportster until we started doing this. Like you can do a lot of shit with these bikes. It's crazy. You can road
dude,
race, you can flat track, you can desert. Like it's crazy. You can't do that on a road glide. You know what I mean? Like it's
no.
insane.
Yeah, I have a hill climb one, road race one, flat track,
Missed that one.
dirt bike,
Yeah.
and off road racing. I have wheelie ones. I like,
Yeah.
and they're so cheap, and they're
Yeah.
so easy to make faster than.
Yeah. You can do this really fucking cheap and still have a good time.
Yeah, I buy Sportsters probably once a month or every 2 months for
I
like
like
four or
your
five hundred
formula
bucks.
that you shared. I'm not going to share it here, but you buy it for this much, you sell this, you sell this, you sell that. Now you got a free bike.
Cool. Share it. Fuck it. So I posted recently that if you specifically spend a little bit more money on a 2000 to 2003 Sportster that has mag wheels, and if you want to get even more specific, sorry, burping. If you could buy an 883R, which is the race edition, they're normally orange. Um, The 883R has mag wheels, and the mag wheels you could sell for a good amount of money. And it also has a dual disc front end that you could sell for a good amount of money. So if you spend 35 on that bike, you could sell the front end and wheels for almost probably like $1,800. The tin set on that bike goes for probably 500 bucks. So you're already making back most of your money. And then on an 883R, it has a fully black motor. So you could start with a black 883 motor and you have all the shit you need to start a hooligan bike. That is the best bet that I've learned over the years, is to maybe pony up a little bit more, sell off all the shit, and then you get a really nice platform to start with. Because spray painting a motor sucks. Getting
Yeah.
everything powered sucks.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But
And that's a good formula. Like, fucking you're stoked right there.
yeah, and it's really easy to find a 2000 2003 bike with mags.
Yeah.
If you get the mags, if
Now
I
we're
lose
there.
you again, under
Every
there.
time you start breakdancing, you
But
freeze.
I know I get to it. I'm 2 beers in, so I'm Mr. But yeah, man, I'm really excited to be on the channel.
Yeah.
I know this probably grows a bunch more than we were hoping to, but it's always been a pleasure to be around you, and you're always so much fun to be around in the pits. And like I said, you're the unofficial party planner of the hooligan world. And like any of the dudes who are racing the mint, he's already throwing a pre-party at the mint, or
That's right.
everyone's supposed to. So
That's right. We got a
again,
party. We got Evan's beer, dude, flowing. Don't worry about it. I'm sure you got your 805. Sorry I said that, but that's on my side of the channel.
yeah,
But bring your 805s. We'll have all the beers right on the corner of what the El Cortez is what I said. Right there, usually behind Heatwave, I think, where they set up.
uh-huh.
Yeah. So we're going to put all the bikes there. We'll have a cooler underneath the American flag. Come help yourself.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this again. The next time I want to do this is with Ryan and your other buddy after they race the mint, and we could talk
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah. You guys will have a lot to talk about after the mint and the built well. That'll be fucking rad.
Yep.
And
Always a pleasure, dude. I'll see you
thanks.
probably here.
Thanks, Mark. See you later. See you guys.
Take care.